Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and we're live, and I'm here with Jody. That means it's time for Real Talk. Woo! Oh, Jody, we're gonna do something. We're about to do something today that's gonna ruffle some feathers. Are you okay with that?
Perfectly okay with that.
Oh no. Oh, all right. So look, we're going to get into some of this stuff because Ray Fisher, I know everyone's been stopped talking about it, but Ray Fisher's still talking about it, Jody.
Jeez.
He's out there doing a lot of stuff. He's taken advantage of the fact that Charisma Carpenter has stood up and who I, to be fully clear, who I do believe because she dropped facts. She dropped like specifics. And not only did she drop specifics, but her entire cast came out. Not just a couple saying like, you know, I'm glad he's telling the truth. Like they all started coming out and started dropping more things on, yeah, this was bad. Michelle Trachtenberg said something pretty bad. Buffy says, I never want to be associated with the name Joss Whedon again. Like it was pretty damning when all of them came out. Mm-hmm. So to be clear, the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel absolutely roasted and finally put I think the nail in Joss Whedon's coffin because it was damning and everything I've told, like that is what killed him. He's now done because of what they all came out and did. And you know what? That's how you do it. If you come up forward with sort of part of the reasons what you said, and then the whole cast sort of acknowledges that this guy wasn't good, that's sort of what you'd expect, right? And if you want to sort of push a director away, right, Jody?
Yeah, sounds right.
So that happened, but Ray is still out there sort of trying to connect the dots. Like what's really bothering me is like he supports and says one of the bravest people I know, share a truth, read the truth. Okay. But then he goes into this like, what makes Walter Hamada the most dangerous kind of enable is his willingness to blindly cover for his colleagues. He has succeeded in discouraging the Justice League investigation we would not hear. He owes Charisma Carpenter and every other participant an apology.
Shut up.
Like, what? Why are you here, Jody? Let me start because we're going to talk about the accountability of the entire Justice League cast. Because if Ray's all about accountability, Jody, I think it's time we put the whole Justice League cast to task, and we ask that Ray do the same that he does to everybody else that he's doing to Walter Hamada for apparently covering up for his friends. Doesn't that seem like a fair thing? Let's really get to the bottom of it all, shall we?
There's a whole lot of accountability to be had, so let's go.
There's a whole lot of accountability that needs to be had. But before I get there, not to bury the lead here, Ray Fisher, how dare you take a story of a Charisma Carpenter and make it about you? Like, that is the sleaziest thing I can think of. Of course Charisma Carpenter is upset, hates Joss. How does that make her a reliable witness to the acts on the Justice League set? She wasn't there. You're going to tell her, I hate, Joss Whedon's the worst, da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, I mean, what does that mean? Of course she's going to believe it. That proves nothing. You can't bring in, it's like, imagine if I'm like, coming in and how can that be relevant? Sure, Jody, they're going to say, well, you know, it's a history. We're establishing a history of things. Okay, one could also argue she's an unreliable witness because she's so emotionally invested in her own awful stories that happened to Joss that she's going to assume he never changed, nothing ever happened. He's still the evil person he was then. It's messy. It's messy because she's come forward with her own story and she's been brave enough, unlike Ray Fisher, to actually lay it all out with specifics, have her entire cast ready, comes out of the woodwork to support. Even David Boreanaz came out of the woodwork to support. Thanks. I don't see Ben Affleck supporting you. I don't see Ezra Miller supporting you. Gail Gadot said she had her own issues, but then settled it, but wishes you the best because, you know, she wasn't there, but glad you're telling your truth. Only one who's had your back was Jason. To be fair, I don't want to, he did come forward and say, you know, stuff went down, but never specific, right, Jody? So my problem is like he's still out there hammering this, and people are always telling me, Andy, how could you believe Charisma? How could you believe over Ray? Because this reads wrong to me, man. This is fishy. Why is he connecting this to Charisma Carpenter's awful story? Doesn't this seem like manipulative and like they're not the same story?
He's hijacking her pain because he has no pain. She has the actual evidence. She has the actual experience of toxicity and abuse, allegedly, from Joss Whedon. And she has the cachet. She has the trust. She has the believability factor that Ye Fisher doesn't. So him, being a snake he is trying to attach himself to her for dear life to make it look like he was right all along. One does not correlate with the other. Because Ye Fisher lied on me and you, and is proven to be a liar, there's nothing that I'm going to believe that comes out of the boy who cried wolf mouth. Ye Fisher Smollett, the first black Karen. I'm sorry. I don't believe, I don't stand with, I don't acknowledge Ye Fisher. Now, this woman here, she seems credible, and I do believe her. But just because I believe her doesn't mean that I believe you. You're a proven liar, bro. And I still don't believe you to this day. And these trash tweets that you're putting out, bro, one which we'll get to later, which blows my mind, proves that you just out here looking for clout, bro. You talk about accountability over entertainment, but yet you still want to be in the Snyderverse. This blows my mind. What is it?
It isn't a cul-de-sac. It's an 8-lane super highway.
Bruh, what does that even mean? Nah, bruh. How about it's exactly what the boss said it is? Walter Hamada called it a cul-de-sac, which means it goes nowhere. It leads to nothing. And you could come here and call it whatever the freak you want, but you living in fantasy Wonka land, bruh.
And the reason I'm back doing this again is because he's out there stretching it and misleading everybody once again. Because the reality is, look what he just said. This is one recently from, I guess it was yesterday. There's only one reason I haven't been sued by Joss Whedon, Toby Emmerich, Jeff Johns, John Berger, Walter Hamada. They know I'm telling the truth.
Or they don't care.
How about, Jody, the truth about what? What happened? You can't sue for slander and defamation without specifics. Like, they matter. Like, the defamation is about destroying one's character. Okay, well, so you said they're abusive. Okay, well, how? Because Christian Bale was abusive on the set of Terminator. Tom Cruise was abusive on the set of Mission Impossible. Okay, it sounds like Ray wants them to fire him and has been hoping they would fire him, and that's why he hasn't said anything specifically, because that way he could be like, well, see, he was. Look what he did in Buffy, and see, he yelled at me on the set. Told ya. Why are you afraid to tell us what happened?
Nothing happened.
It's terrifying. It is terrifying that you're out there trying to do, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that we're supposed to just condemn and cancel because he told us to, because he says it's happened to him. What happened to you?
Josh probably laughed at you when you said you want your barber to get credit. He probably laughed at you, said, get out of my office, yay fishy. And you probably got mad. He probably laughed at you and Zack Snyder's trash movie because he had to go in there and edit that thing. And he was laughing like, this garbage, this is what they were going to release. I see why Warner Brothers gave me all this money to fix this trash. And you were in the room and you put your head down and you felt bad and you went and got on the phone and said, Zack, I'm talking trash about you. That's what it is. He made you feel small. Joss Whedon is probably a douchebag. I believe this. But
I will echo that. We have not defended Joss Whedon. We have just defended his right to tell his. We have defended his right to tell his side of the story, and now as more stuff's coming out, I don't like what he said about Buffy. And woo, man,
Hi,
Flaming Dragons.
Fiona.
It turned now. Hey, woo, man, it turned now. Sure did with that kind of love. Bruv, I mean, oh my man, $100.
Oh, Fiona.
How? Wow, Fiona, thank you so much. That is amazingly generous. Jody's Angels always helping you, and honored that you helped me. My God, you got me the Andy Dufresne graphic. Well said. That you have just empowered me to keep going even harder on this spot. So we do it. So thank you, Fiona. Flaming Dragons, this is for you. Man, throw those planets up in the air. Show her that love. Let's get to this because I want to deliver this for you amazingly for that amazing donation. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and supporting us, keeping this topic honest and keeping this, as we call it, real talk. So, Fiona, thank you. That is so amazing. But to keep this on, now that you've fired me to get this even in there, this frustrates me to no end. He hasn't been sued because you haven't said anything. You have to say specifics to get sued. And Ray, the one time you started actually saying specifics, do you remember when that was, Jody? When he started he made an article and he dropped specifics about Joss being racist. And then once specifics started happening, what happened immediately? Joss's lawyers attacked Forbes and was like, false. And then Forbes not only corrected the article, changed the article, and fired the author because clearly they knew, we're up for slander here because there's no proof of anything Ray has proven to saying. There's no way this will hold up in court. Forbes' lawyers were freaked out. The writer completely didn't do his due diligence, and they fired him. You got him fired, Ray. You absolutely got him fired. So that happened. So the one time Ray has delivered specifics, Oh, it's all still a cover-up, right, Jody? That's what's going on. It must be still a cover-up. Oh. Notice he's never, ever reported that racist accusation again. He dropped it, and then he stopped. Because clearly he knows, Ray, you better be careful of that one because Josh can sue you for that. Do you have proof that he did that? Oh, well, I heard it through a friend. That's the problem, guys. That's why I've been on this story, because facts and specifics matter. And anybody out there is telling, no, Andy, we're supposed to believe him. No, we don't. He's had every opportunity to give us the facts. So I don't want to keep hounding on this. This is the reason why. That tweet today, this tweet where he's still spinning this, well, they haven't sued me because I'm not lying. All right, let's get to the accountability of entertainment, shall we, Jody? Because let's be honest. If you are this sincere, Ray, about accountability over entertainment, well, I got some other cases that are your very friends in the same movie that Zach is peddling that I think we should be addressing too if we're really going to do it. You know what? So Jody, let's take Ray serious. Let's start taking accountability over entertainment, shall we? Let's make sure we put this JLA is greater than E as a new hashtag to start sending over to Ray to make sure he's actually following up on all accountability entertainment, including his castmates, shall we, guys? Because let's keep it real, as we say here on this channel. All right, so let's start. Where should we start? Let's start small, Jody. Let's start small, okay? Yeah. Jared Leto. So apparently Jared Leto, when he was upset and didn't get the Joker shot, he spent months getting into character, terrifying his castmates with gifts such as a live rat to Harley Quinn actress Margot Robbie, bullets to Deadshot, dead pig to the cast. It turned out the studio wasn't thrilled with these efforts. Source says to the knowledge. The director wasn't pleased with the resulting performance either, and that's part of the reason why they got him out. In his defense, it really wasn't his movie, but his attempt to invent a place for himself in it backfired. So the reality was the reality of this is that now he's out there trying to save face. Well, I didn't send him the rat. I sent her vegan cinnamon buns, is what people are reporting on today, because Jared Leto has apparently corrected it and said, oh, that's not true. I sent her cinnamon buns. I didn't send her a dead rat. But it's really weird because Margot Robbie herself, it's also interesting how this stuff takes, I never gave Margot a dead rat. That's just not true. I gave her I found this place and I gave her cinnamon buns. But in 2016, Margot had said that he did actually receive a dead rat from Leto, and it was alive rather than dead. Leo reacted to the video and exposed, saying, I think it freaked everybody out. But that was the point. The point was to inspire some chaos and insanity on the set. Robbie told Shortlist that she was surprised to receive the unusual gift, but that it helped her own performance get into the chaotic movie. It was such a commitment that it made half of my job 1,000 times easier, 1,000 times more fun. I didn't know what was going to happen on set. So she said, clearly it happened, and now for some reason he's changing his tune. But it didn't stop there. Apparently he sent beads and used condoms to all of his co-stars as well. He later called the reports, total BS. But Viola Davis, I'm sure she's lying too, right? All right, Jared, I'm terrified as a person thinking, is he crazy? But the second part was, oh, damn, I got to get my stuff together. So, look, this one's small. But here we have an example of someone being abusive and terrorizing the people on set. Take it as you will. What if Margot Robbie is just like, I'm not really into this, but I got to play because apparently I'm supposed to act with Jared Leto sending me dead rats and used condoms all through the set. Does that seem like it's like a perfectly normal, sane film set, Jody?
One could say that Margot Robbie suffered traumatic stress from that. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to open up rats and see used condoms and pigs? Was the pig
dead pigs, dead rats? Will be used condoms, which I hope they were like fake used condoms, but that does have a mental toll.
This could be
absolutely
on the set. People don't
absolutely.
Everybody doesn't take that as a joke. Even Viola said that, is this a crazy person? She was talking about Jared Leto, the actor. Like, what is this? Lucky for you that the cast was cool and they were like, all right, let me elevate and let me not take this seriously. Because if you had somebody who was really, truly offended and really felt some type of way and they had to go get counseling or help from it, that's 100% abuse.
And again, terrifying his castmates is what it was. And you could go down this wormhole, everybody else, if you want to do it. Man. But again, starting small, okay, whatever. You could say he's method and everybody didn't complain. Okay, fine. Maybe they just didn't want to complain, that's Ray. Extra. But maybe Jared Leto was actually inappropriate and abusive on his set. Maybe some of these people didn't want to say it out loud. Are you going to stand up for them? Or are we just going to wait and say, well, no, it's a different case, doesn't matter, different story. All right, so there you go. We'll take that one as you will. So, all right, moving on to the next one, right? All right, so here's Jason Momoa. What's going on here? Let's listen to this chat.
But as far as sci-fi and fantasy, I love that genre. It's just that there's so many things you can do, like rip someone's tongue out of his throat and
There's so many things you can't do in the sci-fi fantasy world.
get away with it and beautiful women. You know?
Oh, that's cool. He gets to R.A.P.E. Amelia Clarke and Beautiful Women. What a cool fantasy thing he gets to do in his real life. Oh, that's cool, right, Jody? Is that a good joke to say, to put your cast? Even look at everyone on the panel like disgustingly gross, whatever. Does that seem cool? Well, he had to apologize because it wasn't cool. He had to break his silence on this joke, and he did a heartfelt apology. I guess maybe this was enough accountability for him, but I'm sure it triggered. In fact, it did. This got a lot of press back then, 2017, right around Justice League happened, where here was Jason Momoa saying something immensely inappropriate. One could call abusive. It could, because it put a lot of people, potential victims, on the spot. And even he said, I'm extremely disappointed in myself, the insensitivity of my remarks, etc. Beyond that, it wasn't even just that. I hate to bring her up, but Amber, if you are in a respected Amber, keeping her a castmate, she was not okay with his treatment of her on the set of Aquaman. Apparently, they built some contraption where she could have books on set, and so she would have this because she'd be on there for a long time. She's saying, I love Jason. We had so much fun together, but he's allergic to being ignored. And I am a bookworm who loves to read. He adopted this method of ripping out the pages of my book so I would pay attention to him. It would drive me crazy because I'd be 30 pages left and they would be gone. That's actually cruel, said one of the Good Morning America hosts. Sure is cruel, Jody. Can you imagine that? Look, again, starting small, but still, kind of. Can you imagine that kind of energy on set?
How did you dig all this up? I didn't
Imagine-
even know any of this thing, bro. What the freak?
You imagine sitting there on set and your toxic co-star is your female lead ripping out the pages of the book.
Hey,
oh, you enjoying that, Amber? Have fun. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me because I'm a toxic actor, but I got raised back, so we won't call you out.
Bruh. That's so weak. Oh, yeah, Children of Blood and Bone, eh? Oh, yeah, you're on the last 15 pages, huh? Well, bitch. Next time, pay attention to me when I say something.
Pay attention to me, or I'll rip those pages out so you would give me attention.
Bro, I didn't even know this, bro. This is live reaction. He really did that? That's crazy.
It pissed a lot of people off, and he hasn't addressed that one. So here we go. We got Jared Leto, who one could call a on the set of that movie. Absolutely. We got Jason Momoa now. Is it fair to say that someone could say that he was on the set of that movie, Jody?
Yeah. The way Hollywood, I wouldn't say none of this is, but the way Hollywood says it, absolutely.
Okay, got it. What about Ezra Miller?
That's all over that's everywhere on this planet. You want
I can't show it, but I gotta be careful. Last time I talked about this, they ding the video like crazy for encouraging. Ray, the topic of what Ezra Miller did was so bad, YouTube wouldn't even let me show it. And here's all here again. You can go do it. He was quite pushed. There were some quite pushy fans. An argument started. Miller reportedly confronted a female fan in particular, assumed that the one he was making the video. It was the first incident that they were aware of Miller being involved in. Guys can go look at the clip if you want to go watch it. But it's a confusing whatever.
It's a
anyway.
Clip
long
of
story
Ezra
short,
Miller a woman and
I feel like that's the definition of something that's a
physical. That's actual,
which we haven't heard Ray accuse anybody of on that set. However, here we have you have your castmate who is caught doing that to a woman and has yet to mention it or taken zero accountability about it. Ray, what's up? But so wait, we got 3 so far, Jody. No accountability. All right, Jason at least apologized, I guess, because he had to for the remark, which was saying he liked to R.A.P. his castmates. What a joy that was in a sci-fi film. Oh, cool. I don't think I'd ever say that. That's not even as a joke. But cool. These are the bras that Ray Fisher is standing behind, because accountability over entertainment, but not there. And Ezra Miller, we got nothing on him yet.
This is the most serious one, right? This is the one that Ye Fisher should be saying something about. He literally fraud Florida. Now, however,
you'd think, right, Jody? You'd think.
Where is it at, bro?
You'd think that would be it, right? You'd think that'd be the most.
Actual video evidence of the.
Well, there's more video evidence, and I love Ben Affleck, but man, Ben has some serious skeletons in his closet, everybody. Now, he's had to apologize for this, but there's a history of Ben Affleck drunkenly women, and it's ugly. It is ugly. Now look, he clearly had some alcohol problems. He has apologized. He's tried to. He didn't apologize for the other ones, but for one of them. But there's more to this story. So let's. It's not just the groping. So here we have Haley Burton, who was a former MTV correspondent, who apparently during this clip reached he her. Here it was. She also here it is. I didn't. So someone asked, did she forget? I want to get to these tweets. Someone's like, I didn't forget about it. Seriously, thank you for that. I was a kid. Girls, I'm so impressed with you brave ones. I had to laugh back then so I wouldn't cry. Sending you love. Yeah. It's hard to get the clip in itself, but Ben Affleck had to apologize because it was apparently pretty ugly. And he even said, I acted inappropriately towards Miss Burton, and I sincerely apologize. And that was it. That was him taking accountability. He just put out a tweet, and apparently we're cool with it. But it wasn't the first time he did it. It wasn't the first time he did it, Jody. That's the problem. After this apology, where apparently he was calling out people were calling out the hypocrisy because Ben Affleck was calling out Weinstein. And so as this happened, hold on, there's another one I get to before I get there.
I'm trying not to speak my real piece on this, but I understand. I'm just gonna be
Ben Affleck, but Jody, accountability goes all across the board.
Correct.
All across the board.
Correct.
And here is, and I don't have a problem. All of these people should be fine, but the reality is, it goes all the way. So here's Ben Affleck, another out of control interview with him talking about how firmer are, and this woman has come forward because she clearly doesn't want to be a part of this. It's like, look, there was more. We always do this. He always sits on my lap. But like, how messed up is this? I can't play the audio because it's Black Eyed Peas.
They would like it better if you did the show topless at the station, wouldn't they?
They'd like you to do the show topless.
Is that what he said?
Yes, I got to be careful because I got to. But here,
come here, baby. You feel call that Ben?
And so for literally like 5, 10 minutes,
she likes it.
She likes it.
Benny.
She likes it. But you know, she's also on camera trying to please Ben Affleck, who's drunk and. Well, you listen. Dude, this is gross. In today's age, this is cool.
Bro, this is
like Ben Affleck.
I'm trying not to keep it a buck. This is fire.
But Jody,
but
again, you're
wrong,
Ray
right?
Fisher. You are Ray Fisher, and we have to have accountability.
We're SJW, yay.
Yes,
So
we are
nasty.
SJWs.
This is nasty.
This isn't fair. Why are you making her a sex object? What is up with this? This is now after he's already apologized for inappropriately f***ing one woman. You got him another woman, and it goes on forever about it starts. Are you those? Feel plastic. Like, this isn't appropriate for the Jersey Girl junket. Like, what the hell is this? Now, this girl's saying it's no big deal, but of course she has to say that. She wants to work again. Ray, this isn't cool of Ben Affleck to do, and you know it. And Ben knows it. That's why he had to apologize before, if we're being real. But where the real hypocrisy of Ben Affleck comes is him saying, when he called out Harvey Weinstein, when he made this comment, and he wrote, I'm sad and angry, and the man I worked used his position to intimidate, harass, yada, yada. The allegations of it read this morning make me sick. This is unacceptable. I find myself asking, what can I do to make sure this doesn't happen to others? We need to do better at protecting our sisters, friends, co-workers. We must support those who come forward and condemn this type of behavior and help ensure them. So you know who had the balls to come forward and call him out? Was Rose McGowan. You F off, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
God damn, I told him to stop doing that to you, is what you told Rose McGowan. You said that to my face. The press conference I was made to go after that, you lie. She went on and continued to talk about this. Ben Affleck is a liar. He knew about Harvey Weinstein. You want to talk about accountability? Ben Affleck kept that in the closet for years. Why did he keep that in the closet? I wonder. Why do you think he would have kept that in the closet, Jody? Oh, there's nothing why would Ben want to put any question to doubt when he's out there all his female interviews, Jody? Oh, but you know what? Accountability only matters to Joss Whedon and the cast of Justice League, apparently. We can't really put Ben's feet to the fire for not being honest and actually being real about the fact that he held Harvey Weinstein and let it happen for probably decades. This is gross, dude. And then you got Ezra Miller, actually, and let's not forget Miss Amber Heard. Miss Amber who's also in your movie, Ray. Accountability over entertainment.
Ursula herself.
Another known person who's physically done it. There can be no physical. I got to be careful with my words. I can't promise you that. I'll be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. I effing get so mad sometimes I lose it. I was doing that to you. Come and save me, because I didn't want anything to. This is disgusting.
Smacked up quick talking like that. Look at her.
This is disgusting. Where's the accountability for this?
Ezra Miller needs to get her.
Ezra Miller, Amber,
Right,
Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck.
She pooped in
Jared
my man's
Leto.
bed. She took a deuce in his bed. You his finger off. That's effed up.
The worst of the bunch. So you're telling me, Ray, you're telling me accountability is so much greater over Walter Hamada is the greatest enabler. You know who's a worse enabler? Ben Affleck. If you really want to keep it real here on Real Talk, Ben Affleck let Harvey Weinstein do that to women for decades. Oh, but we're okay with it because he's Batman. Oh, it's fine. Ben Affleck does nothing wrong. He doesn't need to take any accountability. He didn't do anything. Walter Hamada is the true villain here. Why? This is such horseshit. Ray, this is ridiculous. There are so many in your own cast who, if you are going to talk about accountability over entertainment, then we got to start with the Justice League accountability over entertainment. Now, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, good on them. I couldn't find anything dirty on either of them yet. So good on them keeping it clean. But this is a lot here that you're ignoring to fight your own fight. But then you'll use Charisma Carpenter's fight. Oh, well, that's right. Wow. Okay, well, by that logic, Ray, let's bring up everybody in. Let's talk about the whole accountability of this cast, because you are a hypocrite right now if you don't address all of this. You don't get to pick and choose people's abuse and when it matters and when it doesn't, because all these people have to face some accountability still, and they still haven't. And the reality is, none of these people should be canceled. That's the reality. Neither should Joss Whedon. Neither should Walter Hamada. Say what happened. Let people be the judge. If they did something criminal or awful that deserves firing, then say it, so we can all decide whether it's actually worth it. You don't get to keep deeming that what they did was so wrong, but we don't get to know what it was. If you want us to condemn them and you want us to be on your side, you want everybody to be on your side, stop holding out on the evidence. Be brave like Charisma Carpenter. Don't keep stretching it out with this nonsense. Don't keep exploiting others. Don't keep saying, there's a reason I haven't been sued because I'm telling the truth. Tell the truth then, Ray. Tell us what happened. Accountability is greater than entertainment, and it goes across the board. Jody.
Andy wrecked you in the PC Hollywood way. He wrecked you like a CEO would that works for one of these top companies. I'm going to wreck you on the streets level, bro. You are forever whack for this shit that you've been doing for the last 6-7 months, bro. You lied on me, told the world I was a homophobe. You snitching, you lying, you changing your story, and you're legitimately capping for a universe that you probably know is trash, but because you're a part of it, you're trying to cap for this movie. First you say, I'm not going to be involved in anything that Walter Hamada is a part of. Then you say, didn't say that I was fired from the set. I said I wouldn't work with Hamada, leaving the door open that you would possibly return to do Cyborg.
Here it is again. He's out there telling reporters, amend this article immediately. I never declined my report. Yes, you did when you said you weren't going to work with Hamada.
Exactly.
That's you saying you're not in the movie because they chose to keep Hamada, Ray. That's you leaving the movie. You made it very clear. Stop trying to twist out your words always to be in your favor. You absolutely said, I'm not doing any movies with Hamada. Well, then I guess we're going to recast you or put you out of the movie. Quit lying.
You weaponized fanboys who worship your feet to come at me. And then they came at me and they got L's taken. They took huge L's for trying to come at me to cancel me. They look bad out here. You look bad out here. Zach looks bad out here. I had to show out Clay Enos to expose Zach's plot to take down Warner Brothers, all because you want to come and play boy who cried wolf using the Black Lives Matter movement and your black skin to try to cause drama off a Justice League movie when you've kept quiet for 4 years. You waited for George Floyd and for BLM to pop off before you opened your whack mouth. You lied and said there was NDAs, and then you started to talk all type of shit about the movie. And then the NDA argument went out the window. You ain't bruh. NDA. Then you said my barber. One of the issues was my barber didn't get credit. Then it was Joss Whedon, Alan Berg, and John Berg, and Jeff Johns.
Lose Trap too.
And then it went to Walter Hamada, and then it went to Toby Emmerich. You keep changing your story out here, bro. You're making us melanated folks look bad. Bro, you are whack for this shit, bro. Who the freak raised you to act like this? This is weird.
You know what makes, not to interrupt you, but this makes me so furious. Look who's getting by scot-free. Jason Kilar, Warner Media CEO.
This guy's trash.
Look at this. Ray Fisher is retweeting this guy supporting Zack. Jason Kilar, you are a coward. You are a coward. You will not admit the reality of the situation because you want to play both sides. There's good on both sides, Jody. That's what you're doing, Jason Kilar. And I know, and I see you. I see you not acknowledging the fact that you're the one who saw the investigation through. We can blame Walter Hamada all we want, but you're his boss, dude. Like, enough of this bullshit. You can get the investigation whenever you freaking want, and you can make the decision to overrule Walter Hamada or call out Walter Hamada and say, you know what, let's get this sorted out. But you have chosen not to. What you did is you told him to move on in those articles that were quoted by Warner Media. Warner Media is you. So why the hell is Ray using Charisma Carpenter's to continue to call out Walter Hamada as the most dangerous kind of enabler when this man's in charge of Walter Hamada? I mean, this is absurd to me, the level of stupidity. What on earth am I missing, Jody? It goes to the top of the top for accountability. You talk this game about accountability. You are using the word wrong. Do you even know what it means? Like, Walter Hamada is not who's accountable. The guy in charge who is letting Walter Hamada sit there is way more accountable. He's hearing you. You think Jason Kilar doesn't know what you're saying, Ray? But he gets a pass because you want the Snyder Cut to come out. So pick and accountability is greater than entertainment unless it's a Snyder Cut, unless it's Ben Affleck, unless it's Ezra Miller, unless it's Amber Heard, unless it's Jared Leto. I mean, dude, the list is endless of your hypocrisy and your ridiculousness. So I'm so over you, and I'm not going to let you, just like you won't let Joss get away with it, fine. You know who actually canceled Joss? The cast of Buffy. Bravo to them. And I stand with them because they came out like a cast, united, dropped specifics, and they aren't stretching it out like crazy people. And for you to jump in on that, I am just disgusted by this, Jody.
Like a slippery
This is abhorrent, making it about you. He should apologize to her. For what? She wasn't there. How dare you make this about her? She came up because she feels for you because you have a common enemy. And you had her back, as everyone should, because it does seem like she really went through something that was awful. Well, tell us what happened to you so we can make the same decision or not.
We said the same thing when Ye Fisher first came out with his statements, remember? Like, what did he do? We were like, yo, Ye, what did he do? I was automatically doubtful. I said, yo, this timing is suspect. But then I followed up with what happened, because if Ye Fisher came out and said what happened, then we would have went straight for Joss. Like, yo, Joss, what's going on, bro? Hey, you can't be up out here doing that, because I've heard people tell me who are in Warner Brothers that he's gross and a creep as well. But you can't really cancel somebody off of allegations and just hearsay. You need to have some type of evidence or proof, and that's what we were expecting to get from you. But you kept pulling us along. Boy who cried wolf. Eventually nobody's gonna come when you crying about the wolf who's coming to eat you. Nobody's gonna come to defend you, and that's where it is. The only ones that are there to defend you are Snyder cultists, and just like the Snyder cultists, like the tornado that took Henry Cavill's daddy away, they're about to wipe you all out. All of y'all are about to exit stage left together, including your Lord and Savior, Zack Snyder. All of y'all are about to be out of Warner Brothers and DC, bruh. So the ones defending you are the ones that are leaving with you. You need people of logic and sound mind and people in DC and the future of Warner Brothers to have your back. You don't have that. And that's your problem.
Dude, man, this makes me hot because I'm so sick of this culture that just goes out and destroys people's lives without having to actually say anything. Like, I'm over it. I'm going to stand up for it as much as I can. It happened to me. My accuser was out there using other people's flirtations that I had to vilify me. She created intent through those engagements that I had that were just awkward, stupid engagements. They were nothing in the end of the day. They were the only was my wife. But because she grabbed them after crying wolf and saying, "Oh, he hurt me," when she was lying about it, she was able to make me seem more nefarious. And the reality is that's what Ray Fisher is doing right now because he hasn't actually told you what happened to him. And until he tells us what happened, I will fight you back. I will fight the story, Ray, because someone has to. We have to tell the truth here because so many people that you are fueling are blindly following you. And for you to do this is gross, man. Don't make this about you. This is her story. He doesn't owe her an apology. She wasn't there. She came in and said, this would happen to me. This is Joss' backstory. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Oh, man. So that doesn't mean it happened on Justice League. It doesn't mean you're telling the truth. Now, she may believe you, and I know a lot of people are believing you. Great. Well, then tell us what happened so we can make the decision. Stop spreading this out. And if you want to talk about who's the worst enabler, well, one of them's on your castmates, dude. This guy let Weinstein do it for decades. Goodwill hunting throughout it all. You're telling me he didn't know? You didn't tell me he didn't know. Cool. I'm sure he didn't know. He's just a cool, regular dude. No, he's done nothing wrong. If you want to be Mr. Woke, accountability over entertainment, I hope you don't do it because I like Ben Affleck. I think he's been through a lot, and I think he deserves a second chance. But the reality is, everybody does. And you can't cry defamation or slander until you lay out specifics. So, Ray, it's time for those receipts to come out. People are telling me, well, he couldn't talk because of the investigation after now the NDA nonsense. NDAs don't protect from. But guys, the investigation's over. It's time to speak up or shut up. And enough of this protecting Jason Kilar. Jason Kilar is the top. He controls Walter Hamada. He made the decision to keep Walter Hamada. Why are you retweeting him? You are such a phony, dude. Stop doing this. It looks so stupid. And everybody following. I don't know what you're. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Look, I'm going to clip it here because I want to get all this out, and I've already ran it for 40 minutes. But there you go. That is the takedown. If you really want to do it, hashtag, here it is. Make sure you share it. JLA is greater than E because that's the reality here, Ray. If you really want to follow through, let's talk about all these people then. You don't get to pick and choose. Jody, what do you think? Jody's Corner, go subscribe. We're going to talk more about this here on the live feed. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you want more takedowns and commentary like this, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We just got started. So much more. Become a member today so you can catch the live feeds on replays and so much more. Thanks for watching, everybody.